Hey everyone, I'm Zanbeg, this is Outer Group, and this is the 2016 Bentley Flying Spur. It's finished in a white color, and there are a lot of white choices for this car. It's a metallic color. It has quad exhausts in the back, and what they changed for the 16 refresh, or the 15 refresh, is they made the light smaller, the tail light way smaller than it was before. It was a long one. And this car is about 209 inches. It's about 5,500 pounds, so it's a big, heavy car. And that's what you want in a luxury car. It's not supposed to be weight reduction or anything. So for the inside, it does have black quilted leather. As you can tell by the type of jacket I'm wearing, I really like quilting. Quilting is my favorite thing in a car's interior, and it's everywhere in this car. It's got the Bentley stitched logo on the seat. As you can see, the beautiful the piping on the seats, the white piping, I really like that. And it's finished with piano black wood and leather, of course, all the way down here. It's very nice finished, and all these metal and chrome buttons look very nice. So let's go ahead and get in the back seat. Alright, so as you can see, there's more than enough leg room, and there's a little table. Hold on, let me try this. Boom. Then you got a little mirror to look at yourself to see if you're ready to go to your party. And it's very nicely finished too, and the whole seat obviously leather. And let's go ahead and look at the front and what's going on over there. Also, there are a couple controls here. Once we get the car started, we could show that, how the messages are and everything. So here are the settings for your seat. You can choose to go up and down on the seat. Even for the back seat, they're all electronic controls. There's massaging over here also, which is cool. And of course, you can move around your seat. So you can't recline your seat, which is something I'm noticing, but you can have two settings of the back seat, which is something a lot of cars don't even have for the front driver's seat. So that's crazy. And obviously you wouldn't expect anything less. You got some cargo in the back. You got a little digital screen over here too, and you got really nice toggles to turn off and on your vents, and you can move them around. Of course, they're all like metal finish. I really like that. So for the middle, if you bring down your armrest, I'm pretty sure there's also an infotainment package where you can get a bigger setup over here, but this is perfect. I mean, you got all that stuff over here, and you got your tables, so you know, when you're having your food, whatever, in here you can chill. And then for the roof line, which is crazy, in a lot of cars it's cloth or Alcantara, this is perforated leather, which is crazy, and it has stitching. That's another cool thing. And piano black up here. You got your light controls for the inside. You got speakers up here also, and for the these little handles over here, they're also finished in leather with chrome accenting on the sides, which is really cool. You got speakers on the doors, of course. What do you expect? You got vents in the side. It's a wide car, of course. You want that ventilation. So let's go ahead and start it up. So this is what it looks like from the front. They did a slight modification to it to make it look more beautiful than the previous generation, or the previous before this facelift. So it looks very nice and looks very expensive. I don't know if this is an option or not, but the Bentley logo, it's red, so that's pretty interesting. It goes nice with the white. You got like big 20-inch wheels over here with those Bentley brakes in the back. So, and the here's the funny thing: when we were opening this car for the first time, the door handle is like, it takes a bit of strength to open it, which I really like. It makes it feel all the more expensive and tank-like. And you know, Volkswagen obviously owns Bentley, so a lot of things they share in a lot of parts and stuff. But the stitching on the door panel from the top all the way to the bottom, it's over here very nice and soft touch. You got finishing around the speakers and the controls. They feel very nice. Now stepping inside here, even to this bottom part, you got soft touch type material over here for your controls. And let's move the seat back. Let's go ahead and start it up. And the engine start button is over here. With all of that horsepower, everything, this is a luxury car, so the red line is at about 6,300 RPM. Who actually pushes their Bentley like that? You know, there's not even a sport mode. There's a little, I mean, there is a little sport mode, but it's nothing like to make the car obviously track focused or anything. This is a luxury car. Fit and finish and materials is what it's all about in a Bentley and a luxury car like this. So there's stitching and materials over here, the black, a piano black wood. The thing that people complain about Bentley is the over here, the infotainment system is not exactly the most updated and high-tech compared to some other competitors, or else it's not a problem. I mean, in this car, it's all about the back seat mainly. You got this nice analog clock over here. The gauges are analog also. Really cool. Yeah, it's a Breitling watch specifically, which is awesome. And of course you could turn off and on your vents again. So in the middle you got the same Bentley shifter. It's finished in like this metal type piece on the top, so it feels cold, which is very cool. It has this button. This button actually is the safety button, so when you want to move your gears, you can't move them right now. Even if you have the foot on the brake, you have to use this to go in between them. Here's your defroster controls and everything, and look how high-tech everything looks just to turn, and it feels hard to move it around, which is really cool. Leather, of course, all the way down here also, and by the steering wheel over here. You don't really expect anything else, and the steering wheel is electric power assisted, so it's very fluid. And of course you got your leather on the steering wheel, very nicely padded, nicely stitched, easy to turn. You never want to have trouble driving a luxury car, obviously. And another thing, you can also put the key here if your battery dies. All right, so this is the key fob for the Bentley Flying Spur. You got the Bentley logo. It has some weight to it, but it doesn't feel cheap in any way, which is really nice. Got the buttons lock, trunk, unlock right there. It's got some cool design over here, just like the grill, you know, which is really nice. And then you open, in order to use the key, if you want to, if your battery dies, then you can just flick that button and it opens up, and still got that print, so it doesn't look cheap or anything. Obviously when you're paying this type of money, you don't want that type of stuff in your car at all. So even up to here in the door, where you don't even touch, like when the door is closed, you don't feel this, but of course that's also leather. All right, so this is the engine bay of the Bentley Flying Spur, and what they changed for the 15 and 16 model is that they added the choice of a twin turbo V8, 4 liters. So the interesting thing about this is that it starts very cheap. It's about $189,000 to get a base one, and this looks like that in terms of the engine. Makes about 500 horsepower and a little less torque than that. And can you close it up? So starting off in the Bentley, you can of course adjust the steering wheel and the safety button for the gear lever. You can put it into drive. You go off, and the steering is so soft. Oh my god, is it soft. It's absolutely insane. It's like, whoa, I mean, what? I've never actually driven a big luxury car, so I wouldn't know, but like how soft steering wheels can get. And it's not floaty in a bad way. Like the accelerator pedal is just effortless. Look at that. And the since it doesn't really have any body roll, it feels great. If you step on the gas, it just goes whoa, awesome. I mean, this is my first time driving a V8 car, so it's very different for me. It's just, everything is so light. This is obviously not a performance car. You're not gonna be like, whoa, but the suspension setting is in the second to lightest mode, so the car just feels effortless. The turn signal is nice and stiff, which I really like, and you can literally just, it's so easy turning in this car. Oh my god, it's absolutely crazy. Anybody can drive this car. Anybody, no matter how much horsepower this car has, 500, whatever, how much torque, this car is so effortless to drive. Thank God they like developed this car in such a crazy way where it has all this power and this comfort, but it drives absolutely crazy. That's pretty much it for the driving experience in this car. Otherwise, the ride quality is smooth. I like the slight bit of vibration you get of the engine, because no matter how much smooth you make an engine, you have to know what's going on in the car. And the brake pedal effort is very light, and it just stops immediately. There's not much travel at all, and the steering wheel is nice and firm. I'm getting a little bit of vibration through the steering wheel also, which is really nice. I want that in a car. You don't want to have an overly assisted steering wheel and like a steer-by-wire or something. So it's quite crazy the way this car drives. I'm really liking the comfort that this car has. Wow. This car just goes like, oh, nice and easy. Alright, so it doesn't move a lot when you don't hit on the gas, which I like. I always like that about a car. Go into reverse and got that backup camera. And the gear selector moves effortlessly also. So you got your features, you got the great ride quality. It was a great time. I'm so grateful I got to drive this type of car for the first time, because I've never actually driven something like this. And this is the first time I'm in a luxury car like this. So it's pretty nice in here. The quality, it oozes with quality and with comfort and effortless drive. Anybody can drive this car. Anybody. If you just got your license, whatever, and you're like, oh wow, VA, blah blah blah. No, it's perfectly easy to drive. Very comfortable daily driver. It's made for the people who want to be driven around. But even if you have to drive it around, it's very fun to drive it. And the seatbelt is very loose. That's what my dad was saying also. Look at this. You just bring it, and nothing is like you have to go or anything. You know, the gear selector is easy. The infotainment system is easy. The steering wheel is light. The brake effort, accelerator pedal, everything is good. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Auto Group. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos every week, and we'll see you guys in the next one.